All right, welcome back, English learners. Today, we're diving into a really relatable situation that most of us find ourselves in. Forgetting names can be a little embarrassing, right? I mean, who hasn't had that moment where you just blank out? It's like your brain is a computer that just crashed at the worst possible time.
Haha, I know exactly what you mean. I feel like I can recall every little detail from a conversation, like even the color of the person's shoes, but their name, just poof, asterisk, gone. So why do you think people struggle with names like that? So much.
Great question. It's really about how we process information, you know? When we meet someone, we're often overwhelmed by so many details, what they look like, their job title, the context of the meeting. And names? They sometimes become like a footnote in our memories. Ever heard of that phenomenon where names just slip your mind because we're not focusing on them properly?
Oh, right. It's kind of like trying to remember the names of all the kids in, like, a huge classroom. You might remember the standout ones, the ones that always raise their hands or make a scene. But what about the quiet ones? They just kind of fade into the background, huh?
Exactly. It's the same thing. Think of it like a crowded party. You can remember the people who make an impression. But the, wallflowers, those names often go unnoticed.
Interesting. So how do you suggest we tackle this whole name-forgetting dilemma? I mean, I've tried repeating names right after I hear them, but it doesn't always stick.
Oh, that technique is great. But here's a fun one. You know how some people associate facts with visuals? Try creating a little mental image connected to their name. Like, if you meet someone named Rose, picture a blooming rose in a garden. It's a cognitive trick, and it helps create stronger memories.
Wow, that's super cool. That reminds me, when I was in college, I had this roommate named Daisy. And I would imagine a cartoon character of a flower wearing goofy sunglasses every time I called her name. Oddly enough, I never forgot her name after that. Haha.
That's a brilliant example. And you mentioned that word hurry in the dialogue. Being in a bit of a hurry might make this situation worse. When you're rushed, your brain can really fumble on simple things like names.
Ugh, yes. I totally relate. I remember sprinting into a meeting, and the first thing someone asked was, "So who are you?" Great question when you're panting for breath. What do you think I said? I just mumbled the name of my earlier meeting's host.
That's classic. Those moments are often lighter than we think. People are usually more understanding than we assume. They've been there too, and your anecdotes definitely help break the ice, making such slip-ups less cringeworthy.
Right? Like when I introduce myself at networking events, I'm like, "Hi, I'm oh gosh, what was my name?" Just kidding. It usually gets a giggle, and sometimes it leads to this great conversation about the importance of remembering names.
Absolutely, humor can definitely take the edge off. And speaking of taking the edge off, let's quickly recap our 3 language takeaways. First up, in a bit of a hurry just means you're on a tight timeline, like racing against the clock.
Right. And then we have contact details, which are like the golden nuggets of info on your business card. These small pieces of paper can connect you to so many future opportunities, if only we remember to exchange them.
Yes. And lastly, slipped my mind. It's a common phrase we all use when we forget something, like that exact moment you were scrambling to remember if you left the back door unlocked.
Haha! Right. Talk about anxiety. Thanks for all the tips today. I think I'm ready to tackle those next social situations without, face-palming all over the place.
You got it. I can't wait to hear about your next encounter. Remember to check out more resources at EnglishPod.com.
Oh, definitely. I am super excited now.
All right, folks, until next time, keep those names fresh and your conversations lively. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.